UFC 291 is gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. Man, we got Derek Lewis versus De Lima. We got heavyweight. You know they're gonna throw some bombs. We got the Karate Boy, Stephen Boy, Wonder Boy versus Pereira, the Brazilian capoeira master over there. It's gonna be a very technical fight. It's gonna be very interesting to see those two styles clash. We got Michael versus Kevin. I wonder how this is gonna go because we haven't seen Michael fight in a long time. You know Kevin, he's always entertaining to watch. He's gonna have stand up. He's gonna talk shit. He's gonna be moving and grooving. We got Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green, and I expect a clash of stand up, just going in there and banging it out. It's gonna be interesting to see that. And we have Costa versus, is it Russian? I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. But yeah, Costa, man, we haven't seen him in a while. I know he got hair transplants. I know at one point he was balding, but now he's good. He got the hair. So I think he's gonna be an interesting fight. It's gonna give him +5 in confidence. You know, we got John Blachowicz versus Pereira. That's gonna be interesting to see. If Pereira beats John Blachowicz, he has another thing over Adesanya. Since John beat Adesanya, it's gonna be interesting if Adesanya goes up to 205 and fights him there. You know, Pereira's a big dude. And for the main event, we got Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje 2. Get into the intro. Let's go. Boom. Let's get ready to rumble. All right, let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Man, they're about the same age. Justin's a little bit taller, and Dustin has a reach advantage. You know, I'm a fan of both these fighters. And first time I watched Dustin Poirier fight I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings in Hawaii, you know, and he was fighting Max Holloway. You know, I was a big fan of Max Holloway. And you know, when they were fighting, you know, Dustin shut up the crowd. He shut up everybody in Buffalo Wild Wings. I was in shock, and I was like, man, this is a good fight, man. Every time Dustin throws, he would just crack Max Holloway. And it was a good fight. It was going back and forth, but you know, it was a very entertaining fight, and I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, I became a fan. For Justin Gaethje, man, every time I watch him fight, it's just fireworks over and over, just throwing big bombs, reckless abandoned leg kicks, and I became a fan, especially him jumping off the fucking cage. I know he's not going to be in the fight game for too long. I know he has a degree in social work, so he's going to try to help people, man. And yeah, so he's here. He's the human highlight. So let's get into it. Let's keep it short. We're gonna keep this video short, man. Dustin Poirier, he can box. His boxing is crisp. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a southpaw, but he has power in both hands. He can switch stances, throw power with the right hand, left hand, and he's been adding the leg kicks into his game, calf kicks especially. He does have a crab shell, interesting Philly shell, but a modified Philly shell, and it's very interesting to see when he uses it. And he was gonna block punches. His jiu-jitsu is good. The only problem he has is just about his wrestling. That's about it. But this is for the BMF bad motherfucker title, and you know, in my opinion, honestly, it's cool. It's a cool title and all, but just don't have The Rock giving out the title. Only because, like, I don't really understand why The Rock is giving out the belt, the BMF belt. All right, moving on. Let's go to Justin Gaethje, man, the human highlight. Justin Gaethje, he has power in both hands. He throws reckless abandoned kicks, and you know what? He has a wrestling background, so that's very interesting that he barely uses it. In his last fight, he had a takedown, so you know, hey man, he's a wrestler, you know, so like he's evolving. If we go back to the first fight, of Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, man. I rewatched it, and my thoughts on it are, Dustin was actually just piecing him up with the boxing. He was piecing him up. Justin was throwing reckless abandon leg kicks, but that didn't stop Dustin's onslaught on him. So some things that I noticed that Justin has to improve on is when he blocks shots, he has to stop looking down when he has his hands up. He has a tendency to look down when he's blocking shots, and that's not good, because you can't see the shots that are coming, and those are the shots that put you to sleep. Dustin has to check them leg kicks, man. I read some, not read, but I watched some podcasts, some interviews where he said his leg was like a sausage. So that's some of the key factors in this fight that they're both gonna have to use. I think if Justin has a chance of winning, he's gonna get in a lucky shot. He has to work on more of his boxing and be more crisp, or use his wrestling and ground and pound. But this is for the BMF title, so I don't think anyone wants to see any wrestling, ground and pound, and holding on the ground. They want to see stand and bang. So my final prediction, I'm gonna go with Dustin Poirier is gonna win the fight. Gonna be either like a TKO or like a TKO into submission. There you have it. Oh, I appreciate y'all for checking out that first video of Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul, man. It got some 300 views, and I appreciate y'all who commented and liked it. And I'm gonna keep continuing doing this. It's fun. I like watching fights, and I like talking about it. Peace.